Mirror Motivations, day 13, 14, and 15. All right, so for the past 3 days, you have, for each of those seven aspects, you have been practicing and actually doing some of those little things that are moving you and enabling you to live your must. Okay, you've been doing those, and remember, you can't just do it one time. And why would you? This is something you've been wanting anyway. Why wouldn't I want to keep doing these things? Well, human nature is for us to keep doing the stuff we're comfortable doing and to get away from the things that are kind of new. People tend to be a little afraid of maybe things they don't understand. Well, definitely things they don't understand. And then they definitely don't want to go and do things they hadn't done before. All right, so there's some natural resistance to progress for some people. But when you build that muscle, that goes away, and many people start to look for new opportunities and new challenges, or new challenges which you can turn into opportunities. But we all have those negative things, behaviors, and expectations that hold us back. So for the next 3 days, day 13 through 15, we're going to start trying to address these negative behaviors and expectations. For the past couple of days, you have been doing the positive, focusing on the positive more so than anything. And those negative things have been in the background, or maybe they've been in the foreground. Okay, but we're going to tackle those. We're going to start getting rid of those. So for the next 3 days, what we're going to do is we're going to identify negative behaviors and expectations, and then we're going to methodically look to address and change those. Okay? Now we won't change them right now, at least not in these 3 days. But the goal here is to catch yourself in the act of thinking or doing things that you don't like. Now what's negative to me could be very different than what's negative to you. So it's all about perspective. Many things are about perspective. And your perspective is what's really important here. Alright, so if you have your instructional guide, I want to try to pick this up to refer you to it so that you're not assuming things. Alright, so in the morning, you are going to write your negative behaviors and expectations that cause pain, disappointment, and stress. So for example, some people you could be very impatient. You could be that type of person that wants to do something little, put in a little effort, but then expect an extraordinary result to come from it. You could be that person that wants everyone to like you and doesn't want anybody to say anything negative about you, because it hurts inside, and that is a negative because it will hold you back. And all of these things in actuality can be looked upon as being negative because they will hold you back. So on your mirror, you want to go and write down the things that are going to impact you. So for day 1, you're only choosing one. You're only going to choose one negative behavior or expectation. And you're going to write that one thing down. And it could be impatience. No, it could be whatever is relative for you. You're going to write that one thing down on day 13. Then on day 14 in the morning, you'll do another one, and so on. And during the day, you're going to look for when this negative behavior happens. Many times you won't recognize this negative behavior till you're full in the middle of it, or afterwards. You go, oh, wait a minute. So, and that's okay. Do not expect yourself to be able to catch that negative behavior happening in the beginning. You will learn to do that, and then you will also learn how to break that pattern, to interrupt that thought, or to interrupt that behavior. So during the day, you're going to look for those for that negative behavior. And when you see yourself being impatient, don't just go, okay, I'm impatient. Think about the context. Think about what situation that you're in for whatever negative behavior expectation. Think about the situation. What are you doing? Think about your breathing. Think about your facial expressions. Think about what's going on around you. Think about how you're sitting. There's so many things, because it's going to be based on you. But start to think about that whole experience, not just I'm impatient, but think about the whole entire experience, and maybe even what got you into that mode. Okay? And then also, again, you are reading your guide. I'm actually sitting here reading my guide here. And I'm holding this up because I want you to go and look at the guide. All right? And when you're in the middle of this negative behavior or expectation, when you've kind of analyzed it and you see when it's happening and stuff, and etc., you want to see how you can actually get yourself to feel that way when you're not. What? Doesn't make sense. I know. It may not make sense right now, but what you're going to do is first you're learning and you're catching yourself doing it. You're understanding what's causing it. And then when you are completely away from that negative behavior or expectation, you're learning, if you can then run the routine in your mind, set up the scenario visually in your mind where you can start feeling that way again, that's powerful. Because that means you know exactly what's causing it, and that means we can put things into play to completely get rid of it. All right, and so that's what you're going to do during the day. And at night, you're going to go to your journal. Every night you go to your journal and you perform the identify negative behaviors exercise. And it's going to ask you some questions and you'll have to do some exercises. And now you get into this part of Mirror Motivations. It's going to be more effort on the evening, the night time, because now you're going to start doing the different activities, more of the activities and exercises. And this time is really critical that you actually do these things. Remember, your old habit may want you, reading it is just enough, then I got it. No. Follow your coach. All right? Okay. So that's day 13 through 15. This part is now where we go and pull out the negative stuff. And we put it right there on the mirror. And then we understand how we feel the way we feel and what causes us to start feeling that way. Maybe not 100%. And then we look to get rid of it. Man, now that's going to be powerful. When you can go and catch and change those negative emotions before they even start, how are you going to feel then? Ooh, all right. Okay, so get started. Get moving. Love yourself enough to commit to yourself. And love yourself enough to fight through the negativity that I'm sure you're experiencing throughout this process. But I would think it might be a little bit less now. keep going. All right.